Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg heads to Capitol Hill tomorrow. He's set to testify on social media's role in promoting extremism and misinformation. NBC News senior media reporter Dylan Byers is here with more on this. Dylan, you've seen his prepared remarks. What is his focus?
Yeah, so essentially the big news coming out of his prepared remarks is going to be this call to reform Section 230. And let's just pause really quick and talk about what that is. Section 230 is effectively what allows Facebook and Google to be to bear no legal liability for what users post. So if someone posts illegal or unlawful content, you can't take Facebook or Google to court over that, or you can't penalize them for that. This is basically a rule that has allowed the internet to function the way it functions and allowed social media companies to function the way they function, for decades. Now, what he wants to do is basically say, okay, let's set up a framework whereby you're not liable for the content that appears on your platform, but you are responsible for showing that you have systems in place to deal with unlawful content and to remove that unlawful content. And that would represent a very major change in the responsibilities that tech companies have today.
So, Dylan, who else is supposed to be at this hearing tomorrow, and are they going to agree with Zuckerberg's idea here?
Yeah, the chief executives of both Google and Twitter will also be there. And so you basically have the big three when we think about social media companies. Obviously, Google and Facebook much bigger than Twitter. Look, I think in principle, they will agree. They don't want to get rid of that legal protection that they have. And all three of these companies do have the systems in place to deal with unlawful content. So they're okay with this proposed legislation in theory. Now, I don't think either of the Google CEO or the Twitter CEO is going to want to align themselves too closely with Mark Zuckerberg, just given that he's sort of been the whipping boy for the sort of anti-tech fervor that we've experienced over the past 5 years. But yeah, in principle, I think they're in agreement on this idea.
All right, Dylan Byers for us. Dylan, thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.